Hello, my name is Alejandro Ojeda, and this is my Lab 1 video report. Lab 1 had the purpose in analyzing the constant speed of the dynamic cards, the system and surrounding of the lab, and the displacement in a certain amount of time of the card. The main concepts and fundamental physical principles would be Newton's second law of motion and the third law of motion from Newton. In addition, I used two formulas. The final position is equal to the initial position plus initial velocity times the change of time, and final velocity is equal to initial velocity plus acceleration times change in time. In this lab, force was considered 0 newtons throughout the time, with the only exception of the initial push, which is one of the two surrounding forces, with the other being gravity. As a result, we know that since acceleration is the change of velocity, delta velocity, uh, we know that force is 0 newtons. We also know that change in velocity is 0 meters per second. I had the dynamic card travel 1 meter and record the amount of time it took. It recorded the travel time with my phone, and it took around 3.25 seconds to travel 1 meter. However, the predicted position was not the same as in GlowScript. It took 3 seconds to travel 1 meter with the same amount of initial velocity. I found that the observed position versus time function was exponential, while the predicted position versus time function was linear. I believe this is because there is an additional force affecting the dynamic card, since the change in position in the observation position versus time was decreasing as the time went on. I believe that friction was the additional force that needed to be accounted for, since that's the only force that I would know that would actually be against one's movement. In addition, I believe that changing the axis of orientation will give me the same change in position but different initial and final position. I believed in the initial push there were two forces in the X plane, our hand pushing the card and the card pushing back. Also, some sources of errors could have been the recorded initial and final position because the card was measured with a 1 meter ruler, but the card might have been off by a few millimeters. In conclusion, I believe the card was not in constant motions since it was slowing down with decreasing change of position per time. Thank you for your time.